Your eye color isn't just about looks. It's actually a survival tool your ancestors used to conquer the planet. Over 70% of humans have brown eyes, but the other 30% carry genetic mutations that tell an incredible story about human migration, adaptation, and evolution. Let's explore what your eye color really means. Brown eyes. Brown eyes are the ultimate biological shield. That deep, rich color comes from melanin, a pigment so powerful it absorbs up to 90% of light entering your eye. Research from the University of Copenhagen confirms that melanin doesn't just give color, it functions as a natural sunscreen built directly into your iris. For early humans crossing the African savanna under brutal UV radiation, this wasn't cosmetic. It was survival. Melanin absorbs harmful ultraviolet radiation before it can damage DNA in your eye cells. Brown eyes don't just protect better, they perform better in bright light. Because melanin absorbs light rather than scattering it, browned people experience less glare sensitivity and maintain clearer vision in intense daylight. This is why brown eyes dominate in populations closer to the equator. They appear rich and uniform, rarely shifting tone. But catch them in candlelight or low sun and you might notice golden or amber flashes as scattered light plays across the outer iris layers. That's not a change in color. It's physics revealing the layered structure of your eye. Blue eyes. Every single person with blue eyes on Earth descends from one ancestor who lived between 6,000 and 10,000 years ago. Research published in Human Genetics traced this back to a single genetic mutation in the HERK2 gene that literally switched off brown eye production. Before this mutation, everyone had brown eyes. Blue eyes aren't even really blue. There's no blue pigment in your iris. Instead, your eyes contain almost no melanin. And when light enters, shorter blue wavelengths scatter back out while longer wavelengths pass through. It's the same scattering effect that makes the sky appear blue. This structural trick means your eye color can shift from icy bright to soft gray depending on lighting conditions. Scientists discovered that this mutation occurred during the Neolithic expansion when humans migrated from the Black Sea region into northern Europe. But here's the mystery that baffles researchers. Why did blue eyes spread so rapidly? In just a few thousand years, blue eyes went from 0 to 70 to 95% frequency in northern Europe. One theory suggests they provided an advantage in low light environments. With minimal melanin blocking light entry, blue eyes allow more photons to reach the retina, potentially enhancing vision in dim conditions during long northern winters. Another theory points to sexual selection. Blue eyes were so rare and striking that they became attractive, accelerating their spread through mate preference. Recent DNA analysis from ancient remains found that some early Europeans had blue eyes paired with dark African-like skin, proving that light eyes evolved before skin lightening. This demolished the old assumption that blue eyes were just accidental byproducts of pale skin adaptation. Gray eyes. Gray eyes are exceptionally rare, found in less than 3% of people worldwide. They contain even less melanin than blue eyes, creating a diffuse light scattering effect across multiple wavelengths, not just blue. This gives them that distinctive steel-like appearance that can shift from silver to slate to subtly green, depending on conditions. Functionally, researchers believe gray eyes likely evolved as an extreme adaptation for low light sensitivity in regions like northern Europe, where overcast skies and limited sunlight were constant challenges. The broad wavelength dispersion makes gray eyes neutral and stable in tone, but also emotionally harder to read. There's less color variation to track, which may explain why they're culturally associated with wisdom, emotional control, or detachment. Unlike blue eyes that can appear bright or warm, gray eyes maintain a cool neutrality that some find enigmatic. However, this extreme lack of melanin comes with trade-offs. People with gray eyes face similar UV vulnerability as those with blue eyes, requiring more vigilant sun protection to prevent long-term damage. Green eyes. Only 2% of the global population has green eyes, making them the rarest common eye color on Earth. What makes them so uncommon? Green eyes require a precise genetic cocktail involving at least 16 different genes working in perfect balance. Too much melanin and they'd be brown. Too little and they'd be blue. Green eyes sit in that narrow sweet spot containing moderate melanin levels plus a yellow pigment called lipochrome. When light hits this specific combination, it creates that distinctive green hue. But here's what makes green eyes truly unique. They're chemically unstable. Research shows green eyes are highly sensitive to environmental changes, often appearing mossy in shadow, golden, green in bright light, and sometimes even shifting toward hazel or blue-gray, depending on clothing colors or surrounding light conditions. This dynamic quality has made them a focal point of folklore across cultures. In medieval Europe, green eyes were sometimes associated with witchcraft and supernatural abilities. In Greek mythology, they were thought to carry special powers. Even today, they're linked with mystery, intuition, and creativity. From an evolutionary standpoint, green eyes may have provided adaptive flexibility in temperate climates with variable lighting, such as forests and mountain regions. Their moderate melanin offers some UV protection while still allowing enhanced light sensitivity, striking a balance between the extremes of brown and blue. Genetically, green eyes are most common in people of Celtic and Germanic ancestry, particularly in Ireland and Scotland, where up to 86% of some populations carry the trait. However, green eyes can appear in any population, given the right genetic combinations. Hazel eyes. Hazel eyes are the ultimate chameleons. Unlike any other eye color, hazel eyes genuinely change appearance based on lighting, clothing, and surroundings. This isn't an optical illusion. It's a physical phenomenon, driven by intermediate melanin levels and traces of lipochrome that interact differently with varying light conditions. One moment they appear green, the next golden, then brown. This color-shifting ability reflects their evolutionary advantage, versatility. Sitting between light and dark on the melanin spectrum, hazel eyes are well equipped for mixed environments, sun, shade, changing seasons, and variable climates. They offer moderate UV protection while maintaining reasonable light sensitivity, making them adaptable to diverse lighting conditions. About 5% of the global population has hazel eyes, with higher concentrations in people of European and Middle Eastern ancestry. Genetically, they represent a blend, rather than a single trait, often appearing in families with diverse eye color backgrounds. What makes hazel particularly interesting is the unpredictability. Two people with hazel eyes can have completely different distributions of color in their iris. One might have more green with brown spots, another more brown with green rings. This variation has made hazel eyes seem mysterious and emotionally expressive throughout history. They bridge the spectrum between dark and light eyes with one of the most dynamic appearances in the human population. Amber eyes. Amber eyes are so rare. They're often mistaken for light brown or hazel, but they're distinctly different. Found in less than 5% of people, amber eyes contain high levels of lipochrome with very little melanin, resulting in a solid golden copper or honeycombed iris that doesn't change with lighting. Unlike hazel, which shifts, amber stays richly golden under all conditions. This stable coloration is also common in predatory animals like wolves, owls, and eagles, which may explain why amber eyes can feel instinctively intense or commanding. Some researchers suggest humans subconsciously associate this color with alertness and confidence, traits that could offer subtle social advantages. From an evolutionary perspective, amber eyes likely evolved less for functional light adaptation and more as a visual signal. Their striking appearance may have been selected through mate preference rather than environmental necessity. Genetically, amber eyes are most often found in individuals of Southern European, Asian, or South American descent, though they can appear in any population given the right combination of genes controlling melanin and lipochrome production. Black eyes. True black eyes don't exist. What appears black is actually an extreme concentration of dark brown melanin, so dense that the iris looks completely black. This saturation makes them the most effective at absorbing light, offering maximum protection from UV radiation and glare. In equatorial regions where sun exposure is constant and intense, black eyes provide a clear advantage. Research confirms that darker eyes filter harsh light more effectively and stay visually stable in all conditions. Unlike lighter eyes that scatter or reflect light, black eyes absorb nearly everything, making them appear deep and flat. This absorption minimizes eye strain and may significantly lower the risk of UV-related conditions over a lifetime. Though often overlooked as a distinct category, black eyes are common in populations from Africa, South Asia, and Southeast Asia. Culturally, they've been linked to themes of mystery and strength, often perceived as powerful due to their depth and ability to mask emotional expression. The dense melanin makes it harder to see pupil dilation changes that occur with emotion, which some interpret as inscrutability. Next, heterochromia. Heterochromia is the condition where someone has two differently colored eyes, or noticeable variations within a single iris. It affects less than 1% of the population, making it extremely rare. In most people, melanin distributes evenly across both irises during development. Heterochromia occurs when that symmetry is disrupted, usually due to minor genetic mutations, mosaicism, or localized changes during early development. Historically, heterochromatic eyes have been seen as signs of duality, supernatural connection, or divine favor in various cultures, perhaps because they break the visual symmetry we subconsciously expect in human faces. Your eye color carries the story of your ancestors, their migrations, their adaptations, and the environments they conquered. From the melanin-rich brown eyes that crossed ancient Sauvas to the blue-eyed mutation that spread through Ice Age Europe, each color represents a chapter in human evolution. So next time you look in the mirror, remember you're not just seeing a color. You're seeing thousands of years of survival, adaptation, and the incredible genetic lottery that made you exactly who you are.